Hey y'all, hey. If you're new to my channel, my name is Camille. I'm your realtor friend here in North Carolina. And today we are going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. So a lot of times there are a lot of people who come to me asking me, should they quit their full-time job and become full-time as a real estate broker? So if you have a full-time job at this current time and you've been considering switching over to a full-time real estate career, or maybe you're trying to ease your way out of your full-time job, right, and become a full-time real estate broker, then continue on to watch this video so that I can give you the real on the real on the real, because we're going to be realistic today, okay? We're going to be super realistic here. If you're new here, my name is Camille. I do all things real estate vlogs, advice and tips for new real estate agents, and just show you day in the life of what it's like of truly being a real estate agent. I've been a real estate broker here in North Carolina now for 4 years, and I've been with Keller Williams since the very beginning, and my journey, I'm sure, is similar to many others. At one point during my journey, I did go back to work full-time, literally in the middle. I went and had a baby in the middle of all of this, and that is one thing that I can say. Full-time job, we all know, is going to offer a lot more security, not only with the pay of knowing what you're going to be paying consistently on a bi-weekly basis, weekly basis, whatever, monthly basis. You are going to know the exact pennies of what your paycheck is going to get you and what bills you're going to be able to pay, what money you'll be able to set aside, and all of that. You're going to have your insurance a lot of times taken care of for your dental appointments, your doctor appointments, your hygiene appointments, girl, your kids' dental appointments and doctor's appointments. You just actually know. When you become a full-time real estate agent, health insurance is not something that is provided by most companies. Usually you have to get it off market on the healthcare marketplace, and we get spammed with a lot of this. But that is something, that you have to be aware of. And then the pay. We are paid on commission basis. So a lot of times, depending on how many deals you're closing, a lot of agents right off the gate, right, they aren't coming out just closing crazy amount of deals. Honestly and truthfully speaking, most agents don't even close one deal per month off of the gate. So can you imagine going 2 months, 3 months, 4 months without no closings, which means you're not getting paid at all, nothing, nada deposited into your bank account? So this is just something as you're getting started in the space, and if you're kind of considering do I keep my full-time job and try to balance my real estate career, I'm both-sided, y'all. I am truly both-sided because I've been there, done that. I've had a full-time job and tried to do real estate on the side, and for me specifically, it was very hard to do because I'm at this full-time job that requires a lot of my attention. I'm in meetings all day. I'm on the phone with clients. I can barely look at my phone to answer a client question, to look up a property, to do anything real estate related. It was very difficult unless you have a flexible job where they don't really care, and as long as you get your work done between those hours at 8 to 5 or 9 to 6 or whenever you go in. It's extremely difficult. And the people that I know that have those full-time jobs that is doing both of them, a lot of times they forget that job. Let me do my real estate stuff while I'm getting paid on the clock. Well, for me, it wasn't really like that. I was literally doing my full-time job. By the time I get off of work at 5 o'clock, I'm picking up my kids. It's dinner time. I'm putting the kids in bed, doing bath time, doing my own self-care. So it was very hard for me to allocate additional time to real estate. So really the only time that I personally had when I was working a full-time job was on the weekends. So on the weekends, you would really have to maximize, your time, whether it is cold calling and prospecting on the weekends, calling for sale by owners, calling expires, going to pop up on for sale by owners, door knocking, open houses. You would really have to maximize your weekends. I feel in order to be truly successful, or use your job, your career as a vehicle in order to get clients and referrals from the people that you talk to every single day. And I know quite a few agents that have actually been very successful with being what is called a dual career agent, which is when you have a full-time job and then you're also a full-time real estate broker, or putting in the hours like your full-time real estate brokers, whether it be at night, during the evenings, especially if you don't really have like a family, or your family just don't care what you're doing, you know, how you're spending your evenings. At nights and evenings, you are going to be with clients, you're doing your consults. It's like an all day thing for you, like your regular job during the day, your real estate job at night, and then also real estate on the weekends. So that is just something to be mindful of. But like I was saying before, in this career, you are paid by commission. So you are only paid most times with how most companies are set up when a deal closes. And for new agents and some agents, that could be for months before you get into a rhythm. So for that reason, I probably would not quit my real-time job unless you had like another source of income to depend on to take care of you and your family while you're actually building. And I guess this goes for like if you're in a relationship, or you have a partner who has the income to carry your household, so you're not falling behind on bills, falling behind on your rent, your mortgage, your phone bill, electricity, whatever the case may be. Like if you have a partner, I feel like the transition is so much easier versus if you're just dependent on yourself, and if you don't have savings, because a lot of times they're saying like, you should have 3 months, 6 months cushion of savings of how you would normally live if you are looking to embark on this journey fully. Because again, we only get paid when the deal closes. And especially in this market, for me specifically, like I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I look at the market report every day for what is going on in the last 7 days. So in our market, I'm looking at all of the homes that are new to the market, homes that are closing, homes that are going expired, homes that are going withdrawn. And there are a lot of expired and withdrawn listings in my market. So that lets me know that even though you may get a contract, right, to sell somebody's house, or you may go under contract with a buyer. It's one thing to get the client, it's another thing to keep them under contract, and it's another thing for them to close. And the fallout ratio, could be like as high as 33%, meaning that for every 3 clients that you have and you're working with that you have under contract, aka pending deals, there is a 33% chance that one of them can fall through for whatever reason. Maybe the buyer financing falls through. Maybe the inspection report is not up to par, not up to standards. Both parties, buyer and seller, can't come to an agreement, and the contract falls out. Perhaps the seller isn't satisfied with your services for getting their property marketed. Whatever the case may be, like contracts fall out quite often, believe it or not. So yeah, the not knowing when you're actually going to get a paycheck, especially when you're first getting started, can be kind of mind-boggling and like nerve-wracking. But the reason I say that I'm kind of like both-sided is because I feel like if you give it just 20% or 50% of your effort, then that's what you're going to get out of it, So it's almost like a catch-22, like damn if I do, damn if I don't, go full-time or part-time in real estate. And that's honestly with anything, whether it be real estate or whether you have another thing on the side of, I want to become a DJ. Like if you're not going to be doing it full-time and perfecting your skills and your craft and whatever it is that you want to do, it's just, I don't know, like you putting in half the effort, I feel like you're going to get out half the effort. But if you're putting in 110%, your outcome is going to look like 110%. So that's just my take on it. I guess if I had to choose a side, if you wanted to play it safe, I would definitely say maybe keep your full-time career, build up your branding, your social media presence, letting your sphere know that you're in real estate, working it, in the evenings if your lifestyle permits that. For me, I literally I wouldn't have time for my family, if I decided to do it that way when I was working full time. But that's like a decision that I think you would have to make for yourself, just determining like your current situation. Like, do you have a partner or are you solo dolo? Do you have savings or do you not have savings? Like, how much is your monthly bills? Like some people, their bills, depending on where you're located, you could be paying rent as low as $800 in one area, and utilities and phone and everything. I mean, maybe total you could be spending $1,200 versus somebody else who got a $2,000 rent payment plus you got kids, plus you got childcare, plus you got, you know, car insurance, phone bill. Like, I feel like it depends on your individual situation. And a lot of times when people ask this question, it's kind of hard to say like what we feel like you should do, because our situations are different. If you have somebody totally taking care of all of your needs, like, by all means, go for it. Like, go in with your real estate career, especially if you know you're going to be taken care of financially, or if you don't have like kids who are like looking up to you to look out for them. So really, I feel like it's like a personal decision. It's a case-by-case scenario on, is it wise to quit my full-time job and go the real estate route? Because again, there are some agents who have been very successful with being a dual career agent, with keeping a full-time job and doing real estate. There's other agents who have been very successful with just going all in on real estate and quitting their full-time job. But I think one of the things for me, like, if I could leave you guys with any advice, since you did click on this video, is give it a little try. Like, keep your full-time job and even determine, like, is this a good career for you? So knowing that this career is basically and mostly prospecting, like, it's mostly you generating leads, people to work with, try that at first. Like, try it for like 3 or 4 or 5, 6 months on the side. Every Saturday, if you do have, you know, like a full-time job, or after your full-time job, set aside 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. You're just going to call people, talk on the phone, let them know that you just, you know, got to start in a new career in real estate. Let them know what you're looking to do, the areas you can service. Like, get on the phones from 6 to 7 every single day, make calls. And then on Saturday, have it built into your schedule where you make calls from 10 to 12, and then maybe from 1 to 3 p.m. you're hosting an open house for another agent in your area. Like, give it a trial phase for like 3 to 6 months. See how you like it, because I feel like if you do it this way, when you actually get into it full time with whatever you decide, this is likely what your day is going to consist of. And then you can also incorporate into your schedule, after you call, make your call 6 to 7 every single day. Like, try just 30 minutes of creating social media, reels, posts, things that, you know, you can post for the next day and schedule it out. Just 30 minutes every single day, just those small things. Because if you can stay consistent with that for 3 to 6 months, then likely when that 6 months is up, once you built your savings, whatever the case may be, at least you know that when you are really ready to enter this career field, that you have the that you have the stamina to sustain like lead generating for 4 hours. Because honestly and truthfully, like, that's what it is. And a lot of times I feel like people are just looking at Instagram and like seeing agents show house, but it gets real interesting in these real estate streets, outside of just showing houses. Like, on the back end, negotiating these contracts, high level stress for both buyers and sellers when they got thousands of money on the line and both parties aren't able to come to an agreement. Sellers who are moving all of their belongings across state, and then, say for example, they're under contract on another home in Texas, but then they're dependent on this home in North Carolina to sell, but now the buyers are potentially backing out of the home, and how stressed the seller is feeling because they've already packed up their 5-bedroom house, ordered U-Haul trucks and everything else. Like, it can be very taxing to deal with the emotions of both buyers and sellers. And I feel like by breaking up your day Monday through Friday and Saturday into bite sizes to kind of get that experience, like, you'll see if this is something that you can sustain. Like, you have buyers who literally have partners who have passed away, and they're selling out of emotion because they don't want the feeling of, you know what I mean, like being in a house that their partner that they did life with was once in, and them changing their mind and breaking down crying. And you have people who are underwater because they can no longer pay the mortgage on their home, and they're in a very, very bad financial situation and literally would not be making nothing from the sale of their home. So it's just like all kind of situations that we come across that we don't necessarily express to the world that our clients are going through and that our clients are facing. We have clients, you know, where they're trying to sell their property, but they have a tenant in it. The tenant is rude, they're disrespectful, they don't want to work with the seller, they're just being totally difficult, but the seller really need to get this property off in their hand. So it's just all kind of situations like that, to where you have to show compassion, you have to show patience, you have to, be on their side, their cheerleader, motivating them, like, we're almost there, we're gonna get through this together. Like, there are so many different situations that we come across where it's like, it can be mentally a lot. And sometimes, like, our phones just don't stop ringing with like questions and requests and looking up property information, which I love. Like, I love all the aspects of the business. And yet I do feel like, if you're looking to dabble into the career, maybe it is best that you keep your full-time job. And then, like I said, carve out some time during the week, Monday through Friday, to do lead generation for an hour, plan your social media posts for 30 minutes, do some open houses and lead generation on the weekends, door knocking, whatever the case may be. Because if you can sustain a schedule like that for 6 months, then I know that when you finally make a choice to become a full-time real estate broker, it's going to be so much easier for you, because you're going to be conditioned for the things that you actually need to do. Because there's a lot of agents, I used to be one of them, to get caught up in like, oh, my website, oh, I need to do my business cards, oh, I need to, do this and do that. But the real thing in this business is definitely generating leads, definitely prospecting, it's definitely marketing based. So if you can get that and get past that and do it, on the side consistently for 6 months, I'd say maybe take the leap then after you build up some savings. But just know, like, the commission checks could very well vary. Like, it's not going to be like clockwork. So I don't know if you found this video helpful or not. Let me know down in the comments below if you are a dual career agent, or what your experience has been, or what your thoughts are. Let's chat about it. Like I said, I've been in that situation before, and for me personally, it did not work. It did not work. I have a husband, I have 2 kids. It was not working for me. So life is very chaotic after 5 in my household. So yeah, I don't know. But if you found this video to be helpful, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more real estate. Subscribe for more real estate related content. Like I said, I do a lot of day in the life, a lot of new advice for new real estate agents. And yeah, a lot of advice for new real estate agents, and a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So if you want to continue to keep up with that, then go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.